Are you ready to elevate your digital presence and make every interaction count? So stay tuned as we explore the revolutionary features of LearnWorlds that can transform your practice. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. RB, and I specialize in empowering mental health professionals, coaches, and spiritual practitioners to thrive in the digital space. By integrating tailored digital marketing strategies, I help you attract and deeply connect with those ideal clients that are searching for your services. This way, you transform your passion into a compelling online presence. So if you're ready to start, let's get into LearnWorlds. So let's dive into LearnWorlds, a platform that's really as dynamic as your vision. And here is how you can enhance your educational offerings. So first up, let's go over to the platform. We're going to go to the dashboard. Now this is my LearnWorlds school. Basically, LearnWorlds is really all about creating several courses within a school. That's kind of the overall goal, is for educators that have a school and that offer many different courses under the school. So this is what LearnWorlds about. What I really like about LearnWorlds, and this is why I was drawn to use LearnWorlds, I was a Kajabi user, and before that a Thinkific user. So I started out with Thinkific, then I went over to Kajabi, and then I went over to LearnWorlds. And I want to discuss a little bit about why I did that, and something that could be helpful to you as well. So here we are at the dashboard. So the dashboard is a one-stop shop here where you can see everything at a glance. This is actually a program which I did. I'm showing you a free module that I was offering as I was testing the market on emotional intelligence. And so you'll see here, that if you look at the dates, if you look closely at the dates, it's basically last year. Most of it is last year, but this page is still the same because this is actually the current dashboard. So here in this dashboard, you'll see there's some offers that they usually put up on top. Then you have your school. Again, your school is like the overall umbrella. Under your school, you can offer many different courses, which is great. And so here we have, at a glance, you see all the users that have signed up for this course at a given time. You'll have the new users all down in this column here. And then in the middle, you'll have a review center. And these are basically either assessments or assignments that were completed, any comments that were made there. If you have a feedback form, it's also going to be there. So at a glance, this will tell you if you have anything that needs attention. And I say that because you want to go ahead and reply to a lot of these that you see here on the list, especially if it's you want to give feedback on some of the responses, or if they completed an assessment, you want to give them feedback. So it's all about engagement. You really want to engage your students that are in your course. And then next to that, you have the event log. This will let you know how many people have actually logged in, how long they were logged in for, how many they completed, all of that. So that's in there as well. And then at the very bottom, LearnWorld does a nice job with giving you some ideas of how you can market your courses, and maybe they're offering different webinars and things like that. They just had their yearly webinar where they show you all the new products. You get to meet the CEO. The two founders actually are doctors themselves, they're PhDs, And so they're really focused on the educational component. So LearnWorld, you could just see that this is a platform for educators or anybody that wants to really educate those that come into the school, your school, basically. So this is the dashboard here. And then there's another section called courses. So these are all the courses. So again, I have this one here that I offered. So I have the free, and then there's another one that I haven't finished creating, which is the full course for the emotional intelligence. But I was testing out the waters here, and I created that course, which is another nice thing. You could have a component of your course and offer for free like I did. So I had the module 1 and I offered that for free, and which is really nice. And back when I was using Kajabi, it was more difficult to do that. I know that there's been a number of changes at Kajabi recently, but I just found that there was a lot more freedom. I could be more creative with how I did a course, and that's the reason I switched over to LearnWorlds. And there's some other things that we'll get into as well. So here, if you have a bunch of courses, you would have them here. You could also separate them into categories. So for example, if you are offering a series of courses, let's say you have on several different mental health issues, or mental health disorders. If you're a mental health professional, if you're a life coach, you might want to have different courses under different categories like family life, social life, which includes friends, or work life, anything like that. So it's really nice how you can organize all the courses that way. And when somebody's purchasing the course, they're going to be purchasing under the different categories, or if you're going to offer the courses individually, you can do that. But there's a really nice, easy to use categories manager here. You also have the ability to provide certificates, as you see here on the side. And then you could have question banks. This is for you to kind of store different question banks, and you could use them, you know, especially if you want to change it up, the course. And then they also give you the option of creating a website within the school. So what you see here is actually my site. And again, I did this when I created this course. I would do things differently now. I would not really consider a website per se, but I think it's important to have a landing page. And I would create a landing page that's part of a funnel series. And for those of you that haven't seen my funnels video, that's something that you could check. I'll make sure the link is somewhere here at the top for you, and you could take a look at that. But you don't have to do the website. You could do a website, and then you could actually tie it into your website. So if you already have a website and you wanted to create a page of the website that's all about learning, I tried going that route as well. You could incorporate this into that, which is nice. I'm just of the belief nowadays that more and more people, they're really not going to websites as much. They want to just kind of get a quick idea of what you're offering, and you could offer that on a one page and not give too much. I still do have a website, a traditional website, but and that's really more for educational purposes. But for the purposes of guiding someone through steps to get them to a course, I recommend having a landing page to a funnel. And you have the ability to do that here. So under this website link on the side, as you can see, you have the funnels here as well. And then the rest also go towards navigating the website. So let's just click on this funnel so you could just see what this looks like. I don't have any. Oh, I do have something created here. I forgot about this. Yeah, so this was again last year. So I actually have 3 steps. So this would be the landing page here, and then they would put, I want to take module 1 for free. They would click this, and then it would just take them to the next step. The reason, actually, my marketing team that was assisting me at the time, they created this, but then we ended up going a different route. But I forgot that this was still here. So you have this first step, and then they go to the next step, which is, they provide their first name and email, or you can do their full name and email. And then there's a thank you page for that. And then they'll receive in the email a link to get started with that free first module. So that's the way you would do that. So let's just go back here again. And you can have multiple users here. And as far as administrative users, you also have the users which are actually your students that are there. You'll see this blurred out just for privacy and confidentiality, because I'm a psychologist, so I try to protect, as much as I humanly can, everyone's privacy. But these are all the folks that have signed up for that free module 1 at that time. So again, I have 33 total. These are the first 20. And then everything's really within house. I mean, you could create a community here. You could also set up for emails. So instead of providing them an additional email, because you're going to get an email from the school, which is the course that they signed up for, it's just easier for them to kind of keep using that as an email rather than have multiple emails. So you have this aspect to it where you can they can send you emails, you can reply all through the school. There's also email integrations, which they do as well, so you could integrate using pretty much the major ones: MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, all of these. I think you can also, I use Klaviyo for my email marketing. You could also set this up through an automation like make.com, or you could use Pabbly. Excuse me, I'm having spring allergies. You could use Pabbly or make.com or Zapier for those integrations as well. And then you also have other add-ons that I have not used, but there are different marketing add-ons. They provide you with coupons and sales and that they're offering. They're actually offering a discount right now. And I'll share that with you at the end. And then finally, you have things like reports, so you can see and analyze, who joins and get different activity logs and all kinds of statistics, and you can analyze all the data on the platform as well. So that's pretty standard. With other, with Kajabi and things like that as well. And so let me walk you through a little bit about my course here, just so that you can get an idea. There's a lot of great designs and templates that you can use with them. You can include videos, as I have a video here that's me talking and basically talking about the emotional intelligence course. It's Leading with EQ is the name of my program that I have that I was testing out last year. And so all of this you would include it in there. So it's basically like setting up an additional website. But again, I would just have a landing page that's part of a funnel. So you would guide them to that, and then that'll give you some automation. So automation is so important nowadays because it really will free you up. And when you're doing other things, you don't realize that there's this whole program that's really functioning automatically. And while the program is doing everything automatically for you, people are signing up for your courses. They're signing up for other digital products that you offer. And so it's just amazing. I mean, automation is key. If you do not know how to automate, please contact me down below in the links in the comments, and I can help you with that as well. So again, we were taught how to be great psychologists, great mental health counselors, great therapists, even life coaches, and we were taught how to be great astrologers and intuitive healers and Reiki healers, but no one really taught us how to be business people so that we could market and connect. And when I say marketing, it's all about connecting to those individuals that want and need your services, as well as those individuals that you want to help and serve. So there has to be a win-win on both sides, because if you do not like working with a certain group of people, those are not the right people for you to work with. And that was something else I had to kind of break through, this belief of, I have to help as many people as I can. No, because you're not a match to everyone that needs you. You're just not. They're a match to you because they need what you have to offer, but you're not a match to them. So it's so important to really focus on where you feel called to serve and where the group of people that you are connected with. And so I have a lot of different types of clients that when I have my introductory call, I do a 15-minute consultation that's free. And in that conversation for 15 minutes, they're already prepared, because I've told them beforehand, or my assistant has, that this is not a 15-minute therapy call. This is a 15-minute interview where they get to interview me and ask me anything they want to ask me about how I work and my degree, my education, my experience. And I get to interview them and ask them a couple questions to see if we're a right fit to work together. And there are times where I have specific questions, and if they answer yes to those questions, I'm not a match for them. And I will then refer the client. You should always try to refer, because again, we want to help these people as best we can. And we're not going to help them as best we can by providing them services when we know we're not a good match, if that makes sense. So I wanted to really show you the power that's here with LearnWorlds. I just think there's a lot more creativity, and this is where I'll probably switch over now and talk about the differences. You're looking at here my course outline. So for example, this is also one of the reasons why I switched over. There are a lot more activities that I can do. Now, maybe a little background here. When I started to do online courses, like most of us, COVID hit, March 2020, and everybody had to stop what they were doing. The world came to a standstill, and we were at home. Nobody was seeing clients. I mean, everything was just, we didn't know what was going to happen, right? And that's when everything started to transition, at least that summer into the fall. I really had to start thinking about how can I transition what I do face-to-face into the digital world. And one of the things that I did a lot of was trainings, and I did a lot of leadership development. So I would go to different companies, travel all over the world, and basically do these large trainings with 20 people, maybe not that large, but 20 different leaders. And I would see them face to face. We would do a bunch of activities that was very kinesthetic. So a lot, they were up, they were walking around. I mean, we did games. It was really fun. And then when I had to transition this into a digital format where everything was more virtual, I had to really think through how to make the same experience, or as close as I can get it, to be experiential. Maybe it was not going to be as kinesthetic as I wanted it to be. I could still do some of that, and I do that actually here in this free module. But it's about having an experience with them. And I was on Kajabi at the time, and I realized that I was very limited in what I could do, and I felt really frustrated. Then I went over to another program, Articulate 360, which I loved, and it was beautiful, but it was really more geared at using it for a learning management system, an LMS. And so it was all about using Scrum, and which back then I had no idea. And I'm sorry, I keep hitting my mic here. I had no idea what Scrum was, but it was basically to be used inside a learning management system. And I finally found LearnWorlds, and I was working with an IT tech person, wonderful guy, and we started on Kajabi. And then when I found LearnWorlds, I basically said, "Listen, I know you did a lot of work. I'm going to do the work." So that you don't have to do that much, but I want to transfer everything over to LearnWorlds. And I did. I ended up, because I knew how to do a lot of this as well. I just didn't have a lot of time, but I ended up just transferring everything, and I created this module 1, and then I had this individual look it over and make sure that it looks good and it's working. And so let me take you inside here a little bit just to give you an idea. Whoops. Let's go to preview. And you can kind of get a taste here. It's pretty similar to other platforms, as you'll see.
Welcome to Leading with EQ.
Let me just turn off the volume. Okay, there we go. So I start off with a video. And it was interesting because this IT tech guy, Miguel, he basically said that not everybody does videos, right? So I ended up doing a video because I thought it was important for the person taking this course to see me. And so this was my first activity that I did. And so I just jump in and we get right into an activity, which is what I normally do in my face-to-face programs. We don't do introductions right away. That's just something we don't do. Our introductions come after. Right here, you'll see me in a video. I get into an activity. They're supposed to basically go and find an object that best describes how they've been dealing with life for the last 2 years. And so they do that. Then there's a debrief that happens, which is basically they include their answers, and then there's a video. And I talk about, what did they find? What were their answers? And we kind of debrief that. But their response is then forwarded to me. And like I had mentioned before in that first page, the dashboard, their response will go there in the middle. And so I'll get to see, what object they chose, what it meant to them. I start off with a baseline question, which is, please describe what emotional intelligence is to you. So it gives them a chance to kind of tell me what they think it is. And I call that a baseline because then I can see, if they know what it is or if they don't, just based on their answer. And so I have this video, then we have a debrief reflection. And I just really like the whole customization and the feel to this that I did not have inside the Kajabi platform. Then after all of that, so you see that was a good piece of that, we now get into introductions. And I then ask them some questions, and they get a chance to write out the different questions. Then we get into a roadmap. And so I'm basically showing you here the free module 1. But yeah, so it's really, I just like the aesthetics of it. I like the videos. And I just like being creative using this. So I just found that, LearnWorlds really lent itself well to what I normally do, and that's why I've used it. And so so again, we have that there, and I just again wanted to show you this. These are all the courses that would be under your school. And then we're back here in the dashboard. So again, in the center, this is where you would see them completing what you're asking them to complete, the reflection. If there's an assessment, they do that. There's also really cool like matching. There's a bunch of different fun things that they have here, which reminded me a lot of Articulate 360. Because Articulate 360, you have different things that I really liked. But it's just more complicated for somebody that's coming in that doesn't have an LMS and they just want to do this this way. So again, this is my experience going through this. I find it very creative. I find that you can really just, there's a lot more flexibility on that. And so I just find it a lot helpful. I also want to show you here, they do have a side-by-side comparison. And so if you're thinking about using LearnWorlds or Kajabi, they have a really nice cheat sheet here. As you can see, I'm scrolling through it. And of course, this is on their platform, so they're going to be probably biased, I would say. They're not as objective. But nevertheless, I mean, what they're saying here, if it's not correct, I guess that's a lawsuit, thinking as an American. But they do basically give you the pros here. There's a lot of really good integrations, just like Kajabi. Kajabi has integrations as well, like with Zoom and other stuff. But again, because this is really made for educators that have that want to go independently or that have an LMS system, you could do it for both. And so you have here the SCORM files. It's really great for just mixing different things. They have also for mobile, for the iPad, different things like that. And then of course the Kajabi on this side, it's also easy to use. They're also using AI. There's a lot of integrations with Kajabi. Kajabi's been around longer. So that's something else, and they've been always improving, so that's a good thing here. The other thing I want to mention here are the price points, which is a big deal for some of us, or for a lot of us in this economy now. So again, LearnWorlds is offering, and I'll get into some of the discounts, but you have a starter package. If you are starting out with one course, and you're just really trying it out, and you don't know if you're going to increase to be the size of a school and offer several courses. If you want to start out, another plus with LearnWorlds is that they start with you from the first step and upscaling your practice until you have as many courses as you want. So they do have a starter program or package, which is $29 a month. From there, you go to a pro trainer at $99, And then you have the Learning Center. This is where you have a school. So Learning Center is already kind of like an official school. So if you're thinking about going that route and you're thinking about having lots of courses, then this is where you want to end up. You don't have to start there though. You could end up. And then from there on, you basically are working with them for them to custom make whatever you need and then charge you accordingly. Now with Kajabi, it's a little bit pricier. So, and again, they even put it here, October 2023, and this is taken from Kajabi's pricing page. The prices could have changed on Kajabi, so you want to go over there and look. Maybe they're also offering some good deals. Your basic plan is $149. When I was with Kajabi, I was at the $199. I don't remember there was a $149 plan back then. I was already into the $199 growth plan, and then from there it goes up to the $399, which is significantly different. It's a big difference from LearnWorlds, so that's also something to keep into account. So what do you get with LearnWorlds? You're thinking, and this is based on an educator that's wanting to have many different courses under a school, or if you just want to have a few courses, you could start there. But again, this is thinking like an educator, and the ones that own LearnWorlds are educators themselves with PhDs. So that's also something else to think about. Okay, great. Thank you for staying with me up until now. These are some packages that LearnWorlds is offering right now. So you'll get 50% off and upgrade to a monthly pro trainer or learning center plan for 2 months. So for 50% off, you'll get a taste of the higher levels. And if you're interested, they have more, so you can enjoy free access to the LearnWorlds Academy as well. So again, I ended up, when I joined last year, they had a special promotion at the time where I can do a starter and pay a reduced yearly amount, and that's what I did. And so I did the yearly starter package. Let me see if they have it here. You switch to yearly. Yeah, you see, they don't offer a yearly starter package. And I was able to get one at the time because they had a promotion then. So the promotion now, actually, it's pretty good. So you have 50% off. Let me see what the yearly is. Okay. So they do a monthly 50% off pro trainer, where instead of paying the $99, you're paying the $49.50. So you get 50% off that, or you can get the 50% off the Learning Center as well. So you could do that. And let me just see up here. This is for 2 months. So after 2 months, they will go to $99 for the Pro Trainer and $299 for the Learning Center. But again, if you're starting out, just start with a starter. You can't beat this price just to get started and create one course and see if this works for you. It might not. But, thinking optimistically, and it does work for you, this is a great place to begin. And this includes unlimited paid courses. So you see right there, you have unlimited paid courses there. You could have an ebook to help you create the ebook. There's exam and quizzes, which Kajabi also has. But the design of it, you're going to find that it's more interactive than Kajabi. You have the one-on-one and group sessions. You could create a group session. There's drip feed courses, which Drip feed means that you'll give them one lesson this week and then one lesson next week. You don't want them to just hurry up and finish it all. So these are great with courses where you're taking a group through a course and you don't want anybody getting ahead. So you will do a drip feed course. So it's just like dripping, 1 week at a time or every couple days, whatever you set it at. You do have site templates, custom domain. There's a choice of 3 payment gateways. I find, for me personally, PayPal has been the best. From there, Stripe has more options with Stripe. But I find PayPal, I've never had an issue with PayPal. I've used them for years, and they're very well known, and especially internationally. So I really like them. But it's good to have more than one pay gateway, a payment gateway. And then you have all these other things that you can see there. Now, what's the difference is that it includes all of this. Then you have other stuff like unlimited free and paid courses. So notice one says unlimited paid, the other one's unlimited free and paid. So you are limited with the free courses. And again, I usually, when you offer something for free, it's for a limited time. So I did my first module free for 2 months. I wanted to see if there was a demand for that in the marketplace. And so that was good enough. I didn't need unlimited free courses. Then you have like a customizable course player. You have other assessments and certificates, which you don't in the starter. Then you start getting into the LMS types of courses, which is the SCORMs and the HTML5. I believe you have access to the SCORM, maybe not. But if you're starting out, you wouldn't even need that. So I wouldn't worry about that. They do give you like more email options, unlimited pop-ups. You have a funnel system in the this package, which you do not in the starter. But you can also have a funnel system with another. It doesn't have to be on this platform. They just try to make it easier to have everything in one place. But if you already have, for example, I use Systeme.io for my funnels and email marketing, as well as Klaviyo. So I really don't need the funnel or email system here, but it is helpful that the user, the student, they receive an email from the school and it's all like, designed together as opposed to a separate email coming from somewhere else. There must be a way possibly to combine it, maybe not. And when I mean combine it, you would have to like go to your domain and try to put something there so that it comes out. But I don't know. I wouldn't. That's too complicated. I would either, if that's important for you, I would go to the Pro Trainer program and and then try it out. I mean, try it out for the 2 months that they're offering you this 50% off. I think that's a great deal for that, and then see if it works. What I like to do is I like to just, for example, I'll probably start at the 29 to see if this is enough for me. But if I already know that that this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna go into, then I'll probably go towards the Pro Trainer or the Learning Center. But if you don't know and you just want to try it out, then go for the starter. You're not going to get this price at Kajabi. That's the reality of that. And so there's a lot of great stuff here. I also saw, let me see if I can find it. There we go. So in addition, there is a 15% off, and you could save up to $538 for 6 months. And so this is their latest offering as well. If this was helpful to you, I do have a link down below, and I am an affiliate, so if you do click on the link and you decide to join, you will be supporting this channel. So in full transparency, please let me know if you decide to go on there, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. Anything, additional, if you don't find the answer there, then I can certainly help you out with that. This is so important nowadays to start thinking more along the lines of how can I offer my services digitally? And if you could find a way to do that, you're going to connect with more people. Now, there's a big shortage for people like us that offer our services under the mental health as well as under the coaching and spiritual practices. There's a big need for that. And there, especially if people are in rural areas, they can't get to a clinic, they can't get to a private practice or a hospital. And so a lot of the things are going to be done digitally. And when I say digitally, it's through the internet. And my purpose here is really to share with you how I am working digitally as a psychologist. And I know that there's so many people out there that I have coached and mentored that they keep telling me that they just don't know how they're going to get their clients. They have no clue, that they were not taught that when they were educated. So a lot of them give up and they just go back and work for an employer. Or I've seen individual practitioners that when the going gets tough, they'll go ahead and either get a part-time or full-time employment and then try to grow their practice on the side. Well, let me tell you something. If you're working 40 hours at a clinic or at a hospital or for anyone else, you are not going to have time to do anything on the side because you're going to be so exhausted, and then your work-life balance is going to be out of balance, because especially if you try to do something on the side. So my recommendation is, if you are setting out on your private practice journey, you're going to need to learn these skills. You're going to need to learn AI. You're going to need to learn how to do a course digitally on a platform like LearnWorlds. And if you need help doing that, please also contact my link down below, and I'll be happy to set up an introductory call and we can have a conversation to see if I'm able to help you. Okay, it's been such a pleasure speaking to you and sharing with you about this, what I like about LearnWorlds, and I think it's a great platform, especially for somebody that really wants to switch gears and get into courses, online courses, and really look at how they can offer their services digitally. And so, until then, this is Dr. RB. I empower mental health professionals and life coaches and spiritual practitioners to thrive. And I do that by including digital marketing within their practice. So until then, please take care. Make sure that you press a like and subscribe down below so you can get some alerts when I'm having other videos. And again, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you for your time. And I really hope that you look at LearnWorlds and see if this is the right platform for you. Bye-bye for now.